Basically, you follow a path, and if you deviate off that path, you would walk into an area that is highly contaminated with radiation.
We kept having the feeling in the back of our minds that there's something bad in this place.
We were all starting to sense that whatever was around was starting to close in.
It got intense very, very quickly to the point that we had to leave.
This place is haunted.
I don't think we realised what was going to happen.
My name is Attila Kaldy. I'm a documentary filmmaker from Sydney, Australia. I've been filming paranormal content for over a decade now, and occasionally I get asked why I enjoy chasing shadows in dark corridors with a camera in my hand. I'm not sure if enjoy would be the word I'd choose. This binding thread I have with the paranormal started out when I was a young kid. One evening, from a dark corner of my room, a hideous figure walked out of the wall. It haunted my room night after night. My parents must have seen it because one day we just got up and left. Years later, we moved into another old house. This house was built by a Jewish couple in the 1920s, and it was haunted as well. Coming from an Eastern European family, ghosts and other forms of paranormal phenomena was not something that you spoke of, but I wanted to know more. Digging deep into my family's past, I discovered that I wasn't alone. Members of my own family seem to have had their own ghost stories, from Mothman-like entities to poltergeist activity. I want to go back and relive some of these experiences, perhaps understand what I and members of my family were dealing with. And in order to do this, I assembled a small crew of enthusiasts. Together, we would experience a new chapter in our ghost stories.
I think there is so much untapped potential in Europe, especially that side of Europe, that we don't know about and we're not exposed to here. And that is why it was so imperative for us to go and experience what we did.
Just reading a recent article on the tension between Russia and Ukraine. I wasn't even aware of this, that Russia mobilised their forces extremely close to the Ukrainian border. Well, we can hope that nothing escalates while we're over there.
I'm a paranormal investigator, researcher, and also an educator for paranormal investigators all around the world. Shortly, I'll be going on an adventure of a lifetime, to a country, to a place in the world that I've never been. I've travelled a lot, and this part of the world, looking for what we're looking for, reasons why we're going, is so unique. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
So you guys ready?
About as ready as we'll ever be. We planned for it, we talked about it. It's kind of, well, for me, it's kind of like a bit of a highlight, the highlight of many, but one of the biggest highlights. And so it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's the morning of.
I remember logging into my, Lufthansa on-site website, and it said you've got 186 days to you when you depart. And that's today, we're finally here.
How does an area that's radiated, that has radiation, it's been contaminated, how does that affect the paranormal?
I mean, people talk about residual. Like, is the nuclear fallout is another way to power the residual stuff that's still there. When someone walks into a room, are they going to still see the kid running around, with its toys or something up and down a hallway? We don't know.
This is almost ghostly but frightening in a way, to go to this particular place and to step into this particular area, which is just notorious for being
you just don't go there. Chernobyl is an area in the Ukraine. It's very quite close from memory to the border of Belarus. There was a power plant, a nuclear power plant, and there were some complications, basically melted down. And, you know, a lot of people didn't know at that particular time how to even deal with something, or the ramifications of how devastating the radiation was leaking from something. And, you know, it became very clear pretty quickly that the situation was so much more dire than what it was originally thought.
Is that the first checkpoint up there, is it?
Yes. So on checkpoint, please don't make photo of security fence and police officers.
It's interesting because people, you know, will see documentaries about, you know, going into the exclusion zone. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes where they check identification. And I had submitted my passport about 6 months ago, but then of course in that time I've had to renew it. In renewing it though, of course my passport number has changed, and so they looked at it, the paperwork that they had and the passport number I provided, realised it was completely different. But luckily enough, the guy that we were being conversing with to help us get in was very nice to call up the office, let them know. So I'm still not 100% sure I am going to be able to get in at the moment.
Так, хорошо, це хорошо було.
Хорошо, it's very good, yeah?
So yes, хорошо, it's very good.
Am I going to die of radiation? That was what I was worried about.
So we walk from here.
Yeah, just walking.
So where we are now is it's an abandoned village. It's in what's known as a dead zone or an exclusion zone. You can only spend a certain amount of time out here. Any further than that, you actually risk having radiation sickness. It's just incredible seeing all these places here that was a thriving little community, and now it's just completely left abandoned. It's just amazing.
There's like books and papers on everywhere on the floor. Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this before. Nothing like this, just an entire, what seems to be an ancient village, just hidden in trees. It's just, from where we come from, it's almost unheard of, or at least it's very rare for this kind of thing, that it's all here. It's not just one house or two, it's an entire, like, small town.
You know, it looks like some kind of amazing, beautiful, hauntingly beautiful village, but you'd have absolutely no idea that, you know, this is lethal in areas, you know, still quite dangerous.
A little bit dangerous to stand here. So all radioactive dust washed here. 47.
We weren't supposed to spend any more time than 7 minutes in the kindergarten because the kindergarten is highly radiated. Taking photos and filming, and we found out that we were not there for 7 minutes, we were there for 15 minutes.
Be careful, don't touch any vegetation when you're walking through, okay?
He was wrong.
The guide was talking, and all of a sudden, in the background, you hear machine guns.
You know, we hear this gunfire and my heart's going. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you know, what's going to happen?
You hear the gunfire, and then you remember you seeing on the news the night before about tensions between Ukraine and Russia, and yeah, you start to get a little bit worried.
Even when, we're in a particular area like Chernobyl, and you know that the military could shoot you on sight if you're in an area you're not supposed to be in.
We drive through this city that housed 50,000 people and now left completely abandoned. These high-rise apartments sort of tower over you as you drive in, and nature is taking over. The windows are missing. It's just something out of an apocalyptic movie.
Yeah, do not go into any of these rooms just here because there's still radioactive dust.
The first responders who died within 24 hours of actually going to the Chernobyl disaster, their clothes apparently are buried in the basement there.
Is there a possibility that the actual firefighters themselves could be there? But what surprised me the most is when he explained what the piece of material was. And it was basically the piece of material that went over the mouth of the initial firefighters.
And, this is 30 years later, and there's a big sign next to it saying radioactive material, and, puts the Geiger counter next to it, and the thing goes off the chart.
The limitations I experienced, what I was allowed to photograph, and also the time that I could be in a particular location. So some locations were literally in and out, and I had hardly enough time to, adjust my camera settings to make sure that there was the perfect photograph.
I thought I'd put the recorder on and do a bit of, just see, maybe there might be voices of people that may have lived here. Hospitals tend to be a place of beginnings and endings, so I find it appropriate to see if there is anything left behind.
Beth decided to do what they call an EVP session in general terms, and basically that means electronic voice phenomena, and it's the idea that having a recording device to record sound, and if you've got anything that's unusual that you can interpret later that potentially could be paranormal, and there wasn't anything that was picked up. But I don't believe that actually can say that there wouldn't be any paranormal activity existing in a building such as that.
6, 4.2, 4.2, 4.5. Inside the bus on clean road. It's so high because first radioactive cloud laid down on this area.
We were heading to the next location, which was still in the dead zone. And in this town there was a school, and this school was our point of interest.
Ghost hunting, first night in this other part of the world. It's getting cold, sun's going down, so get stuck into it. It's been a good few months since I've actually investigated, so I'm very excited to get started.
It's eerily quiet, so it makes it creepy, and schools are creepy at night.
All right.
There was this abandoned school in the dead zone that we actually managed to get into, and there was something going on in that place.
Something was restless. It felt like there were more people in there than just us.
Is there anybody here with us right now? Здравствуйте. Hearing a sound down there. It's disturbance. Oh, there's somebody here. Hello?
Attila had seen something come out, poked its head around, and then poked back.
First thing that came to my mind was somebody's here. Somebody has broken in and we're being watched. Oh, something moved here. It stepped out. Здравствуйте.
I'm hearing noises in there, but I know it's the sound of the wind. By the way, it's 10 degrees. Do we really want to be here? Is it safe? It was quite shocking. And I just remember getting this feeling of, we are not alone. It sounds like someone moving around. Oh, that's creepy.
All right.
Yep, that's
Time to move back, because this is something else.
The sounds and everything. To me, it sounds like there's people in here, and I just want to get out.
I just don't feel there's anybody here physically, but I do feel there's something else here. All right, I'm gonna be devil's advocate. Let's have a look at the big hall.
Yeah, okay.
Holy shit. Здравствуйте. This place just seems empty. There's more down the hallway, I think. It's creeping the hell out of me, this hallway, but I'm still intrigued to find out what the hell it is that we're dealing with. Problem is, I don't talk Ukrainian. I only know a couple of words in Russian.
Yeah, I don't like it. Don't like it. No, I just don't like it. I feel like there's someone behind me.
Is there somewhere to run into?
From a logic perspective, as investigators, we generally heavily rely on history. So you're going to what appears to be...
What was that? No. This was right next to me, whatever it was, and it moved. Alright, I'm not comfortable anymore. We gotta get out of here.
That's alright, we've got check that.
After a while, things started to happen, and it got intense very, very quickly to the point that we had to leave.
You guys alright?
You good? Yeah.
I bet you it feels different out here.
Not anxiety.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, let's just get out of this space.
We didn't really want to know anymore whether or not we were the only people there or what was there. It was like, okay, we need to leave. We might be surrounded by something living or something dead, but we need to go now.
If something scares my dad like that, I know I have to be scared.
With people going in to Pripyat and Chernobyl, there's a curfew, so after 7 o'clock everybody has to leave.
After 10.
After 10 o'clock?
No, curfew, it's just only inside of 30K zone.
Yep.
After 10 p.m. they all must be inside buildings.
Why is that?
It came from Soviet Union times when liquidators do this cleanup operation, and to control people, government decide to make a curfew.
So now we're heading into Slovakia, and our next focus was a castle in a little town called Chestica.
And so we're going to Slovakia and we're going to check out this incredible castle. And it's about this lady called Elizabeth. She has got this reputation for being a vampire. There's this beautiful ruined castle by a woman that was feared in her day. And this woman would bathe in the blood of virgins. And this was her home.
Elizabeth was a very interesting woman of her time. She, 700 years ago, ended up having about 40 odd castles under her ownership, and in that time and space of history, for a female to be that wealthy was extremely unheard of. She had passed away in this particular location. This was one of her favourite castles, and she passed away in what is known as the Black Tower. And she was 54 at the time. She was captured here when she was 50. Now, to be in your 50s alone in that time period was very, very old. And she had passed away in this particular tower just up here. And we're going to be locked in here for tonight. So hopefully we'll be able to find out whether or not she is still here in one of her favourite places. Elizabeth, when she died, was 2 hours after midnight. And they actually kept her coffin here for 3 whole months. She actually died at this place.
It's because of many different legends of her being a vampire that she's actually considered probably Europe's most prolific serial killer. Her death toll is just incredible, and I guess because of these stories, this place is kind of tabooed, and I think at night it's going to be even more creepy. That's the chapel there, where she would have been buried for, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? 3 months.
She was buried for sitting in a coffin for 3 whole months.
Yeah, so she was in there. But she actually died in what they call the Black Tower, which is right there. So she died right over there. And holy shit. Yeah.
To think she was there for that long. I know. And the reputation that this woman has, and so even from death, is she upset the fact that had happened? And if that was the case,
let's see if we can find out.
Yeah.
Feel the history. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. Even though there wasn't much of the original castle left, but it was just absolutely gorgeous. But as it went dark, it went very creepy.
Well, besides the freezing cold, it feels quite eerie actually being here. And what is so magical about this particular experience is we are on our own. Look at that screams EVPs, and we often find that the most secluded areas the most sort of darker areas tend to have the most activity, and I'm not sure if it could be from more light in a particular location will mean that there's less chance for something to have the strength to eventuate, or maybe just adds to the spooky factor. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, that's definitely something to be explored for sure. I can't wait to get back there. Oh my god, I can't even look at it. It actually makes me want to throw up.
You alright?
Yeah, I just feel my stomach flip. Wow. I'd love you to come up and see this tower pit here and just let me know what you think. You have to check this tower out. Ooh. What's the big grandiose picture that you... There are hundreds of people down there. There are people pushed up against it. Despair. Despair. I'm not getting out.
It seems someone's left a small bouquet of wildflowers here. It looks like it's possibly even an offering. And the only person I could think of that they'd be leaving an offering for is Elizabeth Bartry, the person who resided in this castle. I think now that I think about it, it's possible that they might even be leaving offerings here as a way to appease her spirit. I mean, she's considered to be a vampire.
As a cameraman and a producer, you pay a lot of attention to the crew and what they're saying and what they're feeling. And it's quite interesting that there's a bit of a mixed feelings, but it appears that there is a sense of dread in this place. And I think some of the crew members have actually picked that up. It's actually started to rain. We've got a large cover of cloud coming over, so it's going to get pretty dark very quick. I'm really keen to see what tonight's experiment's going to reveal. I've never been to a place like this, but I have to tell you, it does feel ominous here.
Maybe some people feel that by coming here, her spirit might follow them. It can, or cause harm, because if she's got such a negative reputation to some people, maybe they fear that that negativity could follow them.
Exactly. So I guess the question would be, are we dealing with a female Dracula?
Well, whatever it is, it's dark, it's spooky, and it's dry.
All right. Let's make it happen, eh?
I'm getting my voice recorder out, my H1, and I'm going to.
Great idea in here.
Yeah, because it's actually really well insulated as far as even outside sound. So although we're right up, there's a good chance to be able to do some audio recordings.
I don't take that.
There we go, it's good. All right, what I'm going to do, pop that in the doorway. This is off chance. So that's just me moving it. I'm actually just I've set up a mel meter, but I've set the REM on as well. So if there's any possible fluctuations, very minute fluctuations of EMF, we'll actually be able to see it because of the screen with number indication. So as soon as you go near enough to it, it'll sound off. And I've had some interesting experiences with this in the past, so we'll see if anything comes up. Okay, EVP session in what we have declared as the dungeon.
I've got this sensation coming up and down the back of my neck, and it feels like there's someone right behind me. There's something right here.
Is anyone here with us? My name is Beth. We can feel you.
Oh, did anyone hear that?
Yes, there's sirens going off.
Yeah.
I just said if you go closer to it.
It will not hurt you. I've got chills.
I'm just feeling the sensations, and what I'm getting is this darkness is encompassing.
People's mobile phones are on front.
Yes. There's no reception here anyway.
Michelle, are you okay? Something's connecting to me because I left offerings. That's the sense I'm getting.
So what else can you do?
Oh my God.
Still here.
Are you affecting Michelle? What are you feeling? You alright?
I had the feeling that whoever it was saying, I hate.
What the hell was that?
The second time we've heard that now, it's like a murmur, but a female sounding voice. And it's actually quite loud. It actually sounds like it's coming from the walls.
I don't think she was a vampire or anything. I think she was torturing people. Whoever was trancing me was the same person, and I think they were desperate. Like, I think they were probably trying to tell us something.
In order to have been such a wealthy figure, for someone, and obviously for someone who's lived as long as she did, I think there's got to be some basis for the fact that, you know, to act, to be noticed and to have survived, you've had to have done some pretty hardcore stuff. Yeah, it was interesting tonight when we kind of focused a little bit on the whole sort of vampire legend. I found the energy in wherever we were tended to change. I found that, we started to get activity, or our perceptions of activity, I guess. It makes me think that this castle has a lot of stories, and I would love to have delved in further. I mean, imagine if these walls could talk. Oh God, you know. We then moved on back into Hungary and got to explore an abandoned orphanage. So we drive 500 kilometres to this particular place, to this orphanage. There's this building that used to be used to house children and school them. And I remember walking up and looking at this building and just thinking, what stories can you tell? The place feels really empty, but I just get this vibe, and I know the other crew do, that could very much change, probably at any moment, really.
There's some mattresses that have been found in some bags full of possessions, so I'm assuming that some people use this place to live. There was a depressive heaviness about the location, and we didn't exactly know why, but what was an interesting sight to see was the fact that there were definitely squatters that were living in the location. Whether it had been recent or not, we weren't sure, but what we did know is that whoever had been living there had left all their things. So whoever it was left in a hurry. That sent alarm bells ringing.
Okay, that was really weird. Like I just assumed one of us was upstairs. It was like just sort of this, it was like movement. And that's when you must have noticed me looking a bit
puzzled, and then I realised that I thought I saw the same thing as well, because Attila called for Michelle, and I thought that I'd seen her go up there, but in my head it didn't make sense, that because I knew she was outside, I thought I saw the purple of her scarf.
Oh wow! I didn't get any colour. I just got the movement.
Only thing I noticed.
And I was like, oh, someone's up there.
Purple of the scarf.
Yeah, yeah.
Bizarre.
Wow.
It seems pretty peaceful here at the moment. I don't feel sort of threatened or anything negative, or I don't feel sort of apprehensive at all. During the day when we got there, my first impressions was, we'll be fine.
During the daylight, it wasn't too bad. As soon as it went dark, though, very different place.
I felt fine and really excited. That changed. Sun went down, whole other ballgame. Places like this that are abandoned, you don't know what people have done, and there's places we've explored as well where people we've found out that have done what they would consider dark or black magic. So you don't know what's been done in here, you don't know what's happened in here, you don't know what people have created or tried to create.
I swear that there's energy in this back room area where the bathroom is. Just before, there was a light source, and it wasn't two lights or anything, it was like one, and it went from left to right, and it caught my eye because it's quite dark in that back area down there, but it went from left to right, just went like that, and it caught my eye, and I looked up and I thought, hang on, that's really weird, because it was just one light.
I've got a bad feeling about this place, mate. I'm not talking about, human intervention. Oh, there's something here.
So I just went outside, a couple of seconds ago to relieve myself, and I happened to look up outside. Something caught my eye, and it sort of looked like some sort of light came out of the window and then went back into the building.
It's interesting because this feels like there's a level of hesitation going on. That's just what it feels like. Okay. It's like there's the calm before the storm. And this is the upper level, right?
Yeah. It came out of the window and then went into the eave.
Should we go upstairs? Oh, guys, am I near something? Am I near something? Is something touching my shoulder?
Guys, we didn't like.
Just stop. Move.
Is there wiring or anything like that? Because
No.
I just got tapped on the shoulder.
Nothing.
No. Oh, wow.
Zero.
I just got tapped on the shoulder. Yeah. Is there something crawling on me?
Hear that? It's just like a knocking sound in there, but loud.
Let's go.
Well, that's where I seen where that would have been. So
Let's do it. Hello?
Yo,
It was like a thump that came from the other side. This is very typical.
yeah, I was actually thinking that before.
Has this happened before?
Well, other locations, you'll hear sounds at one end, so you'll all go up that end, and then you'll hear stuff at the opposite end.
It's a really good way to
So
split
then you go
people
all
up.
the way down there, and then it'll happen back at the first place again.
did you just feel that? The whole friggin' building just shook.
What?
The whole building just shook.
I didn't feel it.
Did you guys not feel that?
It didn't last for very long. It was like a boom, boom, boom.
No, that's right, yeah.
Do you think it's time to leave, mate?
I have no idea what the hell that was.
Oh man, that's creepy. I just heard it sounded like a, like it could be the outside. I have no idea, but it just sounded like it was a different pitch almost.
Behind you?
Down that way.
I think for safety, we should probably move downstairs.
If we bail now, this is what we asked for, guys. If we bail
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
we're bailing out of what we really came here for originally.
I'm just worried as soon as you said the building moving. she's not looking in good shape.
Shall we go forward?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Possibly white.
No, I should be okay. You guys hearing that?
Yeah. Hearing
It's coming from upstairs. Footsteps.
Over here.
Mate, I don't want to see anything longer.
It just feels very strange here. People are hearing things. I'm hearing things. We're feeling the building shake. It's very strange. It's a strange feeling here.
So I'm actually happy to get out of that space because it was starting to feel heavy.
It's a real mix, isn't it? There's like some innocence, there's a little bit cheeky darkness, there's something else in it, but really kind of elusive. Yeah, like Attila mentioned before, it's a bit favour. Not going to come out yet, don't know you.
Jó estét kívánok!
Good evening.
Akarom kérdezni,
We want to ask you,
mi a neve?
what's your name? Shout it out.
What was that?
It's a whistle. Shout it out.
What was that?
It's a whistle.
I can hear someone singing.
It seems to be coming from in here.
Technically, it's felt like it's happened 3 times. Someone keeps playing with my phone. Someone keeps pushing it, like that, because I feel it jiggle.
Hozzád loptát.
Bring a ball. I think we need to move downstairs, mate.
Mate, I think we do.
You know what's going to happen though? Stuff's going to start happening upstairs.
Yeah, but then we'll know
Hang
it's
on,
not
shh.
upstairs.
It's running up the stairs. We're ready for it. Let's do it. Okay, let's move forward, guys.
Go into the darkness.
We've now heard footsteps. We've heard running around. We've heard door banging. We've heard voices. This place is haunted.
Funny going downstairs.
Keep going, keep going. One step. Yep, and the next step down from that.
That business over there. No way.
So just see me, yeah? Whoa! Okay. No. What is it? Hang on. Hang on. Jesus. No. I went in there by myself. Okay, and the door started opening by itself.
Move outside.
No.
You guys
Even just in the foyer. Safe area. Yeah.
From that room, like a door opening or a window or something, and it sounded like just like that, like that fast, like
Oh God.
Ooh.
shit.
Alright.
I've seen that. Holy shit.
What?
Whoa. What's the noise down there? And then like a shadow. Straight out the door.
Really?
Yeah. I swear I seen a shadow go past.
You guys alright?
Yeah, but I'm okay.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm a little bit rattled by the. It's unpredictable. It's loud. It's. I don't think we realised what was going to happen. When we were there towards the end, that feeling, it was intimidating. It was nasty. It didn't want us there. And we knew that we'd have to go. We couldn't stay. It was too much.
One of the things that surprised me about the particular place was even the visual phenomena. Like, you can get a lot of sounds at a lot of locations, but when people are starting to see movement and even lights, like I remember seeing a light in the distance, it's like a faded sort of light, dance, or the shadow, and even like another light coming back into the building. It was at times a little overwhelming.
The orphanage revealed its secrets. It showed us a little bit about what's there. It was this interesting mix of, sort of childlike kind of play, but then it had this darkness.
We kept having the feeling in the back of our minds that there's something bad in this place. We didn't know what was going on, and the more and more we got into it, the worse and worse it was getting. And we thought, you know what, we've gotten enough from this. Let's just pull the pin.
This place was a secretive place. It has its own mysteries. Almost 1,000 years ago, the Palush monks, who were part of an order, were guarding something so secretive that it warranted the execution of a queen. Perhaps going back to the Pilish and to spend a few weeks up there to see what we can uncover and what secrets still remain in the mystical Pilish.